Please consider supporting us by subscribing to our channel and by sharing it with your friends. Alright guys, welcome to Spritespawn Gaming. This is Manny. In today's video, we're going to take some time to discuss about what Project xCloud is and how it is holding up so far. Alright, let's jump in. Looking at your Xbox. So, Project xCloud is the working title of Microsoft's cloud gaming service, which is in its preview stage now and has been released for the public to test out. Unfortunately, this is available only in certain geographical areas. But Microsoft is working to bring this to many more countries this year. Recently, South Korea had the opportunity to go hands-on, and it's by far the country with the most usage. It's a whopping 1.75 times longer than US and UK. Alright, stats aside, I'm gonna talk about 5 major things in my review of xCloud. Keep in mind that xCloud is still in its preview phase. Alright, starting off with number 5, audio. For the most part, the audio is surprisingly okay. That doesn't mean that there are no issues at all. The first and primary issue is that there is no proper lip sync in the cutscenes. Just take a quick look at this clip.
It gets tolerable.
As you can see, the animation jumps forward, but the audio trails behind. Sure, this could be a minor thing, but it completely breaks the immersion, even if it's a very short delay. Besides that, the audio also seems to be stuttering when the frames skip. We'll get back to that in a moment. Standing at number 4, image quality. As expected, the resolution isn't that good. I think we can see Xbox One S's implementation of dynamic resolution in action here. After all, the servers were built by stacking up multiple Xbox One S's. What we see here is mostly ranging from 720p to a full 1080p. Although there's very few cases where I was able to notice the full 1080p in play. But this varies with the game we play. The overall image quality was not too bad, but it isn't anywhere close to impressive. We must also understand that this is an emerging tech, and this is the very first time it's been implemented. There's also one major limiting factor, and that is your internet. I mean, duh. So we can definitely expect improvements sometime in the future. In all honesty, Project xCloud absolutely knocks Stadia out of the competition. Coming in at number 3, experience. This is one of the defining aspects of playing a game. Everyone who has played a game knows this. To be honest, Project xCloud kinda surpassed my expectations of what a cloud gaming service could offer in its very early stages. That's not to say it's been smooth. In fact, there were quite a few things that really annoyed me when I was completely into playing a game. Sometimes the games freeze for a while, and then all of a sudden the state of the game just teleports forward as if we were actually playing the game in that duration. And sometimes frames randomly get skipped. I'm assuming this has something to do with the packet loss of the internet connection. Nonetheless, this doesn't feel good, especially during cutscenes. On top of all this, all of these issues differ from game to game. This means that experience is nowhere near consistent. For example, I was staring at the screen for a long time when I tried to boot up Halo Master Chief Collection, and I never got to actually play it. Moving on to number 2, frame rate. It's perhaps the most important aspect of experiencing a game. The higher the frame rate, the better. Maybe not always, but during my time with Project xCloud, frame rate hasn't been a major issue. When the game was consistent, it's mostly either at 30 FPS or 60 FPS depending on the game. I was able to notice the change in resolutions in favor of frame rate, which makes sense because it's kinda hard to notice the difference in resolutions on smaller screens unless you're looking too much into it. As we already know, Xbox One S does the same thing for maintaining the frame rate. So it makes sense that we expect the same happening with Project xCloud. All in all, the frame rate was good enough when you don't consider other technical issues such as stuttering, lagging, freezing, or even latency. Speaking of latency, coming in at number 1, latency. The first thing we think about when we talk cloud gaming is most probably the latency. There are two things we can discuss about in here. First off, the latency we all know, the actual problem. Latency is the time it actually takes for the server to receive and process our input and then output the action on our screen in real time. Unlike Netflix, which has fixed non-interactive content encoded, gaming is a real-time thing. Every interaction requires some sort of output from the game as we play. I was able to notice the latency quite a bit. However, I'm surprised that it's still playable. I mean, not entirely, but still. It feels like magic. Like living in the future, where you don't need some sort of rectangular slab to play AAA quality games. There's a lot of room for improvement though. This also heavily depends on the quality of your internet connection. You can sometimes even face network issues even when your connection is pretty good. The other thing is the controller input lag. When I paired up my Xbox controller with my phone via Bluetooth, I can also use it to navigate and open up applications on my phone. What I noticed was there's a slight input lag even when I was just navigating around. This, when paired up with the internet issues and latency, it just gets worse. I think Microsoft should try to work with Android to push out a Bluetooth driver that supports Xbox controller better and with less input lag. Last but not the least, at number 0, improvements. Yep, I just said 0. Weird, right? So, what should be improved ASAP? The first thing should be full screen optimizations. If you wondered why this video is in such weird aspect ratio, well, it's what it looks like. They need to develop the software to support various aspect ratios and hide that little menu icon in the top left, so the actual game can fill out the available screen space. Another thing, as I have previously mentioned, we need better Bluetooth connectivity as soon as possible. Alright, this is going to wrap up today's video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, it really helps us out, and hit that little bell icon to get instant notifications as soon as we upload a new video. Definitely let us know what you think in the comment section below. Like the video to let us know that you've enjoyed the content. On top of all this, please share the video and our channel with your friends to show us your support. But until next time, take care, mes amis.